They're going to be speedy, and they're going to run at you real fast. Maybe that's the tempo setting we wanted to see from Weibo into this matchup against TT, where we said on paper this should be a win. This should be a redemptionary moment.
This is pretty important. We're getting a start here from Thunder Talk. Their bottom lane has a push up in top lane here for Weibo. They're going to have very easy waves of pushing this in. I think this is just one and done here for Thunder Talk.
Looks like they want to go ahead and take the scuttle. They'll stick around. They are seeding a ton of pressure to breathe in bot side right now. They are sending Hoya down that way. A second grub goes to TT's side. Realm Warp going to come through as they want to get the play. Wind becomes lightning. They try to get in with the Crescent Guard. Level 6s are there for multiple members, and they were not for Weibo. TT strike first and strike fast. First blood for Thunder Talk.
Okay, so we're kind of using Hoya as like, hey, we're threatening you to potentially have to go for this objective. And then he's able to he gives up a couple of waves there against Breathe, and I think this is a pretty fine trade here for Thunder Talk. Again, we kind of favor some of their solo lanes as this game goes on, and now with Hung being caught out there at the beginning of that fight, it's good, but you could see Satab knows. He doesn't have that flash, and he has Realm Warp coming up.
Yeah, this is tough. Feathers coming around the bend here. They're going to get the CC chain into the damage, into the Spirit Rush, and Tian comes away with the kill. They get Xiaohu tanking up the turret, though they need to be careful. Their health bars are not going to be very hefty. They do get the kill and get out, so dive executed.
Ooh, and instead of going for the dragon...
I actually do really like the Symbiotic Souls. Weibo are going to take this dragon, though, and get themselves set up for potential stacking objective win condition there. The grubs will be up in about 30 seconds, so I expect an immediate redeploy up towards topside. The Sundered Sky for base 1, which I think is the most important thing out of all of that. So grubs started up by TT. Really no response from Weibo. They have been late to a ton of plays, which is not a typical occurrence for a team that is led in the jungle by Tien. But already on 4 grubs for TT. See now a little bit of preemptive damage by 1xN. Maybe a little bit of a tussle on the top side of the fight, though. There's instantly a Crescent Guard from Beichuan. Hoya has joined the fight. Tien uses his Vault Breaker to get out of there. Triple knockup. Chains of Corruption has come through. This fight's getting wild, but here comes the dive. This is what Weibo wanted from the draft. They need to find a target. They execute a target, and already they've gotten a triple kill for Xiaohu. And Weibo, they waited. They were hiding in the bush, and they pounce all of a sudden to a massive lead. Did have some thoughts on like when they were looking pretty dominant in the 2v2 if they could like kind of propel that any farther forward. Did not find that, and now we just get to fisticuff season against Weibo, who are literally fighting Satab on a ward in bot side, and unfortunately he will fall victim to the rampant cow, baby. Oh, he goes down. Xiaohu gets his 4th kill of the game. He's 4-0-2 and looking good on the Ahri.
But you already lost the timer there. Breathe as well, starting to, or continue to bully Hoya in the matchup now. So when are we ever going to be getting these 5 grubs actually going to be useful?
Yeah.
I think it's so difficult here.
And yeah, I think there's the... children growing up or something. All of a sudden you look back and it's been like 10 years and things have fully changed. But when you look back just a few minutes ago, TT were in this game. TT were in a driving position in this game. And their scaling factors are still there for them. But Weibo have definitely utilized their momentum well.
Yes, and this is the lead that we wanted to see coming out from Weibo, especially throughout the series. It's something we'll have to track as the series continues to go on, whether or not these games are competitive.
Yeah, it might be in a little bit of trouble here. Gets fully dashed onto, has to pot the World Ender and his flash out, and now TT are left with no front line. They're left with everything going to hell in a handbasket, and Weibo, they make it look too damn easy, Alk. There ain't nothing TT can do about this one. They are just being ground into dust.
And that is what I'm Thunder talking about, boys. This was the series that we were looking forward to. Weibo, make it look easy, honestly. Just walking around the map, they have so much damage. It's going to be 20 pages here in the Magi's, and under no threat are Weibo potentially losing this game from this position right now. They'll grab the Dragon, which puts them at soul point here. They already have an overwhelming advantage. Xiaohu is going to be in about a minute's time. He already has man. It sucks to see, especially for Thunder Talk, but again, for Weibo, I think in the matchups we were kind of talking about, like, this should look good for them. Ari was able to do something. Now Breathe does have the ultimate coming up.
Oh, he's going to try to buy time. There's a TP coming in. Oh, God, they've overcommitted. Oh, my God. What did I just watch? My poor eyes. That was a massive shutdown going the way of TT. Weibo are going to try to get the Atacon, I guess, on the other side of things, but your solo lanes are gone.
I think that was maybe repayment for what happened in the TES series, because a very similar play happened where they're playing, Xiaohu's playing the Rise, he dies, Breathe TPs, and immediately has to use his flash to not instantly die to TES. Yeah. So he felt like, hey, he did me a solid, I'll go ahead and TP, and this time I will die. And, you know, maybe they're throwing TT a bone there. It's the 2 kills plus the shutdowns. The option gives you more upfront damage and is typically cheaper, but lacks some of the scaling or higher numbers.
1XN.
1XN, you're probably flashing here, brother.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get away from the cease and desist like that, even with the extra spell shield there. Right. And now they'll just lose mid lane big time. I mean, they'll lose the inhib. Luckily, they'll be able to defend a little bit more from that, but they're trying to get some side lane pressure up in the top side with Satab.
Well, that was the pick that we were kind of wondering, like, if they can control this, if Weibo find a pick that should open them up for the Dragon. They're trying to see if Thunder Talk are going to very blindly walk into their jungle.
This is just solo queue status, bro.
I think this is fine. Look at Satab top lane. He's just hitting a tier 2. He's getting gold for his team.
Oh. Dredge line does connect. Okay, here comes Weibo. They're overextending for sure. Dragon is coming up now. They should all turn back. Tier 2 did go the way of Satab, so that'll be some decent gold. That should be his third item coming up here. TP, I don't think is available. Okay, it is available. Maybe they look to fight this, but the Dragon is already going their way. So it is Weibo going to claim that Cloud Soul and benefit the dive comp that they have.
Satab, 1XN, and Feather are all standing next to each other, trying to see
This is so bad. Like, this is so hard. You're literally begging to get pulled apart at the seams. They have the tools to run you down, TT. They've been spread apart. Maybe they can actually get Hung here. The Unbreakable Will's there. 1XN is tapping here as Hung has fallen. So now we're evened up. Realm Warp going to come through, but not utilized. Xiaohu using a defensive Spirit Rush there. We do lose both frontline supports, and Baron started up by TT. They're scaling, and maybe they finally arrived. 3 items there for both big carries, and they're forcing the hand of Weibo and Breathe. Looking for a little bit of preemptive damage onto Hoya. Beichuan still in the pit. Tien forced to flash out of the fight now. Baron down to about half health. Xiaohu looking for public execution. Goes in on Beichuan. Beichuan's already down. Breathe is rampant on the back line, and he is going off on the Ambessa. Meanwhile, Xiaohu is ringing up the rear with Light, and the bounce off the ward will get the kill for Light himself.
Before the next member, it's just Feather by himself. Weibo are going to look to try to end game 1.
Yeah, look at the faces of TT. They know doom is a reality here in game number 1. They gave up a fight. They kept it a little close in the end. But in the end, Weibo were just stronger. 29 minutes in, that will be the breaking point for TT in game number 1. And Weibo will move up to match point on their attempt of a potential first series win.
I want to look at how Thunder Talk are going to play around Beichuan with this Nefiri, because he doesn't have very many targets.
Actually, Light does not take TP as the ADC. Actually, Weibo forced out of the grub pit. They realize what the play can develop into. Will just give away the first 3 grubs to TT.
I think they just recognize that, yes, they do have a Jace on the opposite side, so his level 6 is not as impactful, but they've got a Galio. You know, Hero's Entrance is a hell of a drug if you only watch Grand Finals of Worlds last year. So I get it. I understand.
Items, plus the fact that everybody's going to have ultimates this time around. And I think if we're looking at it, Weibo trying to get a early pick before the fighting even kicks off. Looking here onto Feather as well. Gonna get the impale there too. Xiaohu steps in and the kill goes to Tien. I think that's gonna be a bold TP from Satab though. Hung is the focus by Beituan. Gets one reset there. Looking to get some more kills. Gets the heroic entrance as well. Weibo starting to feel the heat of the dog, but Satab goes in and dies. Light takes him down. And now Weibo with momentum at their back. Looking to take down Beituan and 1x in here. Tien gonna flash play. Exalts impact. Seismic shove does not hit after the flash from 1xn. That'll be a ton burned by both sides.
2 kills there, and Tien even trading his summoner spells, so these next grubs in particular are going to be a bit tricky for Thunder Talk to be able to fight. There's no ultimates from Satab or Beituan, and now no flash or cleanse. I think there's a very real kind of likelihood that I think this fight could have gone a lot better here for Thunder Talk.
Oh, Xiaohu getting away from a dive. Step to the king of spring and you're going to get the claws, baby. That's a tiger to you. Xiaohu with a massive 2-for-0 under turret.
2 of them die when they could have just rotated their bot lane up for this play instead. I think a massive mistake coming in for Thunder Talk, and then he just TPs out. They get the top tier 1 as well. In basically 2 minutes, Thunder Talk have just giving their opponents almost a 2,500 gold lead.
It's giving me a little bit of recollection from that last game, too. All of a sudden, you blinked, and Weibo were up like 4,000 gold, and they did not look back. Does this item spike change anything here? Does it feel like TT have a dog in the fight? At least for Beituan.
After all that, I think Hoya's just dead.
Yeah, no, there's no
All right,
way.
cool. Later,
he's
brother.
gone.
I will say that I think the first items for Thunder Talk are a lot stronger, but you look at how they're playing fights, you look at some of the item or more the experience differential between some of the champions here, and I think they're starting to get a little bit diffed. I think the first items are not going to do much here. I mean, even for Satab, it's a scaling Rod of Ages here, and Xiaohu now finished with the Seraphs. He's just that much more difficult to kill. Move forward, we're going to be getting set up. There's the Talia wall, but he didn't jump through it. He can just walk out. What?
All right.
Okay.
Well.
All right. Well, now he's here.
The Rift Herald's down to about 2,000 now as well. Beituan is there. It'll be taken by Tien. No way. Gonna get the 2-man impale too. Light is just untouched here. Shining like the man he is. Heroic entrance is gonna be stopped in the middle of it. 1xn trying to get the resets, but he's in the wins. Is he gonna get it? He's down. Satab trying to get the cleanup kills out of the rest of Weibo. They might actually get some of these more here. No wins of 4, not enough. Hung gets out, but that's 3 kills for 1 to TT's favor. It's 1xn popping the hell off in team fights. Luckily, they gave him the Tristana this time around, but he's got a large mountain to climb here as another dragon goes the way of Weibo. That should be getting close to second item for majority members there.
She does have an innate jump ability already. As part of her kit, I think not having those summoner spells is really, really dangerous. They summon the Rift Herald. Didn't get all that much done. Tien's coming over the side.
Tien gets stopped by the Shattering Strikes. They got the turret. That's all they really wanted. It'll force the retreat out of the rest of TT. And it'll be Weibo moving back out. Hoya was getting a side lane turret. Should be able to clean that gold up. Needs to get out of here after that, though. Weaver's wall coming in. He just wanted to get the turret. The turret finally falls, but he might get caught out here. Hoya needing to try to TP, but Xiaohu expertly waiting for it, and now he goes down. Breathe will kill his counterpart and get his first kill of the game.
That'll be 2 turrets there, and I think Weibo over-indexing to try to get that mid lane tier 1. End up coming the losers in that trade versus Thunder Talk. So some good gold going over to the side of TT.
They see Beituan as well with the wards there, and just pesky little warding control by Hung. Atacon will fall. Flowers aplenty, roses rather. And no denial from TT whatsoever. They repositioned on the top side of this fight. And now Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds out. This is tough. Hoya's about to have Megadar. They try to go the re-engage over on the Breathe. Beituan has everything in his arsenal here for him. They go with the double taunt. And now 1xn. He might just go for those pop-off resets here. They've got them stuck into a corner. And it's dogs to the fight. Although they already lose Feather. That means their frontliner's gone, TT. Even with Megadar, they're feeling a little bit hesitant. Weibo fighting fighting on the wrong side of the map.
flash.
Hoya going
Hoya.
for a 2-man, but Hoya's the big focus now. Look at Breed. He's going to be chunked. Bates 1xN gets destroyed as a big taunt comes through from Satab. Bates 1 realizes he's the saving grace, but Light steps up and shines through the darkness and sits them down. A full ace for Weibo.
And what looked like a potential comeback fight for TT is a comedy of errors for them. Multiple different mistakes coming in, miscoordination coming in from all of the members. It'll be another Dragon going over to Weibo. And Lennon, I think we're good to say it. I think Weibo are looking mighty dominant and are getting ready for a 2-0 here in this series. I think that's the difference between veterancy and... Oh, wait a minute. Hong just goes in.
Oh my god, Feather is just dead. Okay, here goes the heroic entrance onto Bates 1. They can reset the fight onto Tian. Tian's a little bit by himself here, but trying to get out. Has the flash available. Gets over the wall there now. TT, we're trying to look for a little bit of something.
HP, can Baytron make the steal? And even if he steals it, can they even win the game from that point? Weibo do not want to try to chance it. They know that Feather is coming back from base. He has the possibility of going. They got to keep going.
Oh, they TP'd away.
Breathe.
Okay, this is chaos. Oh my god, Weibo. Tian already got the steal before. Can he get it again? He's gonna be stolen by Xiaohu of all people. The Tiger King of Spring is earning that namesake now, and Light on the back line is gonna be a menace to society here. A triple kill for the man in the mid lane for Weibo. And Xiaohu heard all the doubters. They heard all the naysayers, and he is making sure that Weibo will start this season with a 1-1 in Group Ascend.
There it is. The general, everybody salute for your leader here at Weibo Gaming. They take a big fight win, they get the Baron, and they're probably just going to be looking to push to end. There's a couple of respawns, so I think we got a little bit more time left in this game, but there's even a Mountain Soul in a minute and a half, and it just feels like all the wind is out of the sails. Game, you know, they can go back to mid because they're able to rotate so fast, but they could have been able to slap this wave. There's also a bottom lane wave, so they're probably just going to be playing on these two. Neferi has recalled, and time to see how Weibo close this one out. They can push for a couple more waves here and then look for the dragon that is spawning.
Just all in on the Light, and Page One just throws his life away. I guess they said, let's get out of this game, fellas. As that's going to be a chase down by Tian. Doesn't hit the Impale. 1xN struggling to find an end into this one. Seismic shove from Xiaohu is going to be the saving grace as Hoya jumps into his doom. It's a death cannonball from him and a death knell from TT. Weibo will fight even more. That's a 12-1-6 performance from the Tiger King of Spring himself. And I can say he's officially found his moment, as they will find a 2-0 domineering victory.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.